Welcome back, everybody, to Across the Terraces with Brad and Charlie. We're at the annoying bit, mate. The international break.
Yeah.
We're at a pause on the Championship and the Premier League. We've put out a little League One roundup for anybody who's wanting to look at that. But we're going to be discussing, this is a good talking point, and if you follow us on the socials, I'm sure that some of you would have been involved. The UK's biggest rivalries, aren't we, mate?
We are, mate, yeah. I'm looking forward to this one, to be honest with you.
It'd be a good talking point.
It will be, yeah.
A few interesting ones. We've obviously put out there on across the socials some of the ones that, are considered the biggest, and obviously asked for people for their input on other ones or what the thoughts are, and some interesting ones. So, I'll pass you over to Charlie, and we'll start with probably what we'd consider as the obvious choices as for one of the biggest.
Yeah, so we'll go with, not at the top of the list, but very high up the list, Rangers Celtic. For the obvious reasons, it is more than football, this rivalry. What is it? Two parts of a religion that absolutely hate each other.
Massively.
The Irish against the English, basically.
Yeah.
Wow. I would love to go to one of these games.
Yeah, 100%. I know people say, but they play each other a lot. And yes, I sort of get the argument. But at the same time, like you say, because it's deeper than football, every time you see the atmosphere, I mean, the games obviously recently, if we're talking about on the pitch, it's definitely not as good at the minute.
No.
But if you're talking the whole package, you're then discussing the fans, that's where it's deep-rooted because there has to be a big police presence there. You know it's loud wherever it is. It's so deep-rooted amongst everything that I would, if I could ever get a ticket to go, I would love to go and experience the atmosphere at one of the stadiums for the game.
Oh, it would be insane. It would be insane. I mean, you probably struggle for tickets if you were an away fan at each ground, because obviously they had that rule in there where they let's say 700 away fans in, which is obviously a bit trash, but wow, what a rivalry to start off with.
Yeah. It's a big argument for being, if you're arguing what are the biggest ones in the UK, I mean, there's definitely a big argument for which rivalries are bigger. I think fan bases and stuff, it's hard to top that because of the deep-rooted stuff. Maybe in recent times, the on the pitch lowers it down. I think for me, the opinion is that the Celtic Rangers games were better when you had a higher Scottish contingent playing for either side. I feel like now there isn't as many Scotsmen playing for the big teams now. So I feel like that does take away from the feistiness on the pitch, because obviously when you've got Scotsmen that know the deep-rooted side of this, I mean, when Scott Brown were playing, for example, he would be nailing everyone. He was a proper wind-up merchant, fantastic in the game. Lee McCulloch, another one, going back a bit, again, booted people. It just is what you want to see in that big rivalry. So I think that's what they're missing is the passionate Scottish contingent for either team that really gets it feisty. But it's still a big argument for that being arguably the biggest in the UK.
I'd say so, mate. And as you said, there was players on each team that were like fans of the club they were playing for, which made it even more personal to them, which made the games, as you said, more feisty. And you could tell, mate, back when Scott Brown was playing, he was crunching everybody, winding everybody up. And then more recent times, there was Ryan Jack. I know obviously he's not a Rangers anymore, but he was a Rangers fan and he knew what it meant to play in that massive game. And you could tell. You could
100%, 100%. So, they need to get that back. But, definitely up there as one of the biggest.
Yeah.
I want to move on to the next one. Now, this is closer to home, so I think it's an easy starting point for us to get into. And this is the East Midlands Derby. Derby Forest. Now, for people that have been following us for a little while or know us, they'll know that I'm a Derby fan and Charlie is a Forest fan. So, of course, back when we were both in the same league, yeah, it'd be a good build-up, wouldn't it, as well, especially because, Charlie's dad, big Forest fan as well. So it was always, it was good banter on them beforehand. But I know you're the same as me, mate. Many good memories. I mean, bad memories as well, but many good memories from the times over the games. I mean, I know you always loved watching the games, didn't you?
Mate, I know, again, as we said about the Celtic game, this was different because the players who played for these clubs, even though they may not have supported or been part of these teams, they knew what it meant to play in this match. And you could tell there was tackles flying in, left, right, and centre. It was brilliant. And mate, the one for me was Robbie Savage when he played for Derby. He was a complete wind-up merchant. It was brilliant. But there's been so many incidents in them games, like with the corner flag, you probably remember.
Tyson.
Yeah, and then obviously we've had players switch between both clubs.
Quite a few, actually, surprisingly,
isn't it? It has been, yeah. And again, once to play in the reverse fixture, they understand what it means to play for that team and that's the hatred of between the two teams. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's... oh, man. I mean, it's... Oh, I've got many good memories. Obviously, many frustrating ones, but I mean, obviously, from a Derby point of view, for me, when we had obviously like Craig Bryson playing, I mean, that middle of Hendrick, Bryson, Hughes, used to be fantastic for us. And obviously, Bryson scored many a goal past Forest, putting himself into Derby folklore. I mean, Jamie Ward.
Yeah, Jamie Ward.
When he ran in, obviously he took on the defenders, ran it all the way in the box and then slotted it in. I mean, fantastic goal. And obviously he made the switch, didn't he, to go and play for Forest. It's, they soon find out, don't they, that, it's
they know what it means. They know what it means to play for either club. And I quite like that.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, if I play for Derby, I'd be equally as up for it. Supporting Forest, playing against, it's just a massive occasion.
100%. Oh, just be. I mean, I know obviously I'm, we know Pride Park, and I think a lot of fans that have come to Pride Park know it's loud. But I remember always when I was going to the City Ground, just intimidating atmosphere, sell out. I like the City Ground because it's, that classic stadium feel, with the open corners. It has a really good feel to it. And when it's full and when it's loud, it's a very, very intimidating stadium. And a lot of obviously tough times go in there. But I think it just adds to it, in terms of that rivalry. And obviously for us, obviously we see the surrounding and everything for it. So it's definitely definitely up there. I don't know where you'd put it in comparison to others, but it's definitely one of the better ones in the UK. And I think, especially because we've not played each other for a little while, I think that game, if we did play each other next time, I think it'll be a
great game.
A long time coming. It'll be a hell of a game. But yeah, definitely one of them up there. But I'll stop myself because we could talk about this.
We could
have an whole episode on one. But East Midlands Derby. Definitely up there, and Leicester. You're not including this. You're boring.
Yeah, no. People obviously will probably be like, "Oh, what about Leicester's rivalry with Forest and Derby?" With all due respect, the rivalry between, say, Forest and Leicester, Forest aren't that bothered about Leicester. Same with Derby. It's a big game. It's a good game, but Leicester are more bothered about that fixture than what we would be as fans.
Yeah, Leicester definitely try big it up, whereas Forest Derby is the big rivalry. Yes, there's a little bit of one with Leicester, but nothing major. It's an okay game. It's slightly better than normal, but nothing major there. So we've gone on to there. Another big one, the second City Derby.
Oh yeah.
For anyone who's not aware of it, it's Aston Villa, Birmingham. Two big teams.
Yeah,
big histories, big rivalry in a big city. I think that's another big one in this country. I've watched it quite a few times on telly, and yeah, it definitely
it's fierce.
Definitely a fierce one in Birmingham. Definitely,
I think it shows when the Birmingham fan. You obviously probably watched it yourself when the Birmingham fan came onto the pitch and swung a punch at Grealish. now that doesn't just happen in a normal rivalry game. These two teams, clubs, fan bases absolutely hate each other.
Oh,
they hate each other. Like Birmingham fans think, well, Birmingham is their own basically, and then there's Aston, which is part of Birmingham. Oh, it's just it's so big, so powerful, and I'd love to go to one of them games.
Oh, yeah,
someone get me a ticket, please.
It's definitely another one of them that I do look at, and yeah, I'd love to go to, and it'll be an interesting one. Again, in recent times, obviously with Villa being a solid Premier League outfit, and obviously the way Birmingham are going with, the rich owners, a lot of money being spent, it'd be a very interesting fixture if that was to happen anytime soon. But yeah, I've watched it many a time on telly.
Yeah.
Always thought it's quite a fierce rivalry. It's known, the fans hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely up there, I think.
They're you might just have to correct me, mate, if I'm wrong. There used to be the left back for Birmingham. Was it Robinson? I can't remember his name exactly, but he played for Birmingham for a very long time.
Yeah,
I think he might even be from Birmingham, and I always remember him in these fixtures. And he will be flying into people. He didn't care.
If I was to rack my brains on some of the past teams, I'd probably.
I can't remember 100%, but I'm sure he went on to be a coach at Birmingham or something.
I do envision something. I know what you mean. I think if I was to get old lineups up, I bet we'd be able to know.
Yeah, we will. I can't remember his name. Birmingham fans, look, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, you'll know who I mean when I say left back, and he was always up for it. Always, not just against Villa, by the way. But yeah, wow.
Yeah,
great rivalry.
I think that's definitely the biggest in Birmingham. I know some fans will probably mention West Brom Wolves.
I wouldn't know too much about this because it's not really spoken about as a big rivalry game.
Maybe from there you probably see it as that. I think there's probably a common contingent of rivalries that I think fans up and down the country, as a neutral point of view, will sort of suggest and say, and that's why the Villa Birmingham one is obviously Wolves, West Brom, obviously from them areas. Yes, it probably is a rivalry. Do I think it's as big as the others? Well, no, because the obvious point is that it's not spoken about across the country as much as what these other ones are. So we're sort of going through what's probably most spoken about, and then we can obviously talk about other ones that we've had people suggest other ones, but yeah, I think for Birmingham, definitely the biggest is Villa Birmingham, and
yeah, I'd say so.
So another one, mate, that I know you've mentioned a couple of times when we're speaking about this. If you want to start us off about the South Wales,
Swansea, Cardiff. I think I've said before in a previous episode, I've got a soft spot for Swansea, so I always like seeing Swansea do well against Cardiff. But seeing as these are the two, well, I think they're probably the two only teams in South Wales. Well, no, there's Newport as well. Sorry, Newport. This game is fierce.
Newport fans destroy him in the comments.
Yeah, sorry, Newport. This game's massive for those fans down there, and they probably say each area is a shithole, which, yes, it's true. But wow, they hate each other like Celtic Rangers hate each other. It's one of them. It's crazy.
It is a big. I know that there has to be. I think they have like police helicopters at every game, and big police presence down there in South Wales when they're playing. I know it's maybe not. I don't know. It's obviously always spoken about, but I have obviously been involved. Obviously, when I had a season ticket and stuff at Derby, and been very involved in the football rivalry stuff. It's I spoke to a lot of people who, really sort of told me about actually how fierce. I knew it was fierce anyway, but when you actually understand it a bit more on how fierce it is, it's definitely
it's a good
fierce
game.
one. So it's definitely worth a mention on that. I think it's definitely up there as one of the bigger ones.
I'd also add as well, now, over the previous years when obviously they've both not been doing fantastic, this game, I don't think the stadium's been full, either like Cardiff or Swansea, which is a bit of a shame, really, for it being such a huge game.
Yeah.
And to not fill it, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but from watching it on telly, it doesn't look full.
It'd be interesting to know that.
Shame.
Cardiff, Swansea fans, let us know. Is there a reason?
Unless to segregate such a
big area, is that why that they're doing it? That they're just, like you say, is the segregation just because it is? I suppose if it is that fierce, I mean, maybe they have to have that because of things being thrown or people.
Maybe
you always get idiots trying to climb over netting and stuff, don't you? Maybe they have to have a big enough one. I don't know. Yeah. Cardiff, Swansea fans, let us know. Like, is that the reason? Do they have to have a big one?
That's it, mate. It might be like the Celtic Rangers. You're only allowed a certain amount.
Quite possibly.
Due to the violence. Look, I'm not 100% sure. Again, like Brad said, let us know.
Yeah, and this is it. We're going on, obviously, what is probably widely considered the biggest. In terms of the ins and outs, look, just let us know. We're not privy to being at these games all the time or whatever. Yeah. So, we're not saying it as ignorance. Like, let us know, like, how fierce is your rivalry? Give us some insight so we know, and we can then obviously develop our own knowledge from you guys. But
100%.
Yeah, South Wales definitely up there. So next one, I know is quite a historic one. The South Coast Derby, Southampton Portsmouth. Will be happening this season as well, with them both being in the championships. That's another good game to look forward to. I know, obviously, being close down on that South Coast, it's I've seen a few good games of them, to be honest. I have seen quite a few feisty games. I don't know in regards to the fan bases how fierce it is. Obviously, I know there's the big rivalry. I know, and on the pitch, I have seen it get quite feisty. I don't know, fans, is it feisty before the games and after the games? Is it, let us know, because that's probably the part that I'm not too sure on from people speaking. I can only talk on what I've seen on telly when I've watched the games. It's always, for the majority anyway, been good feisty games. But I don't know if you know, Charlie, are you privy to the fan situation with them? Mate,
I wouldn't know now. Just being like an outlooker, I'd say the more intimidating place to go would probably be Portsmouth.
100%.
I may be wrong, but I can't see it being that hostile at Southampton. I don't looking from the outside, I don't think those fans seem like the type to like be overly aggressive or singing certain chants to the Portsmouth fans. They don't strike me as that sort of club. I may be wrong, obviously, let us know, but but I'd 100% say the more intimidating place to go would 100% be Fratton Park.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think so. Classic stadium. Again, it's one of them that I like, that old school stadium. I do like it, but I would agree, probably Fratton Park would be the better one. So fans, let us know if you're privy to it.
Yeah.
Now, mate, on to the next one. If you want to start it off to us, involves a newly promoted team to the Premier League up north.
Newcastle, Sunderland. And now, I remember one time I was working up in Newcastle, and as far as I'm aware, I think it might have been the under-21s playing each other, Newcastle, Sunderland. And I remember being at the hotel near the train station. Now, there must have been thousands of fans going to this under-21s game. So I don't know too much about it, but I would say they really don't like each other because of the close proximity. Again, the Geordies. What do they call themselves in Sunderland? Is it the Mackhams or something like that?
I don't want to comment and offend.
Maybe wrong. Sorry if you're not that, but yeah, Geordies. Look, I just don't think they like each other, and especially if you're going to take, say, 4,000 or 5,000 to an under-21s game, it just shows that there is a deep rivalry there somewhere.
I've just Googled it quickly. Yes, Sunderland are Mackhams.
Thank God for that.
I know that there's names when you start going from obviously Newcastle, Sunderland, Middlesbrough. I know there's names. I was like, oh, I pretty much knew that you was right, but I'm like, I just don't want to doubt myself and offend now because it's.
Now we've actually added Middlesbrough into that mix. They would probably consider themselves rivals to Sunderland and Newcastle.
But they're a bit like the Leicester.
Yes,
in that, aren't they? It's like they'll get themselves worked up if they play Sunderland or Newcastle. But I bet Sunderland, Newcastle are it is a rivalry game, but
we're not.
You're the lower category rivalry game, like Leicester for us. It's like you're
not
a rival, but you're a lower rival.
That's. I mean, I can imagine. I think both of these places will be intimidating to go, to be honest with you, because they'll be packed. You can guarantee that.
Two big stadiums, isn't it? They're both. We know Sunderland is a hell of a big stadium, and obviously St James's Park's massive. So it's two big stadiums, two big fan bases. I'd have it up there definitely. Two big cities up there.
That's it. Yeah, they're their only club in that city, aren't they? Yeah. Which makes it even better and more support and watched, I'd say. So
100%. And that's it, isn't it? It's when you've got the biggest teams in them cities as rivals and they've got big fan bases, especially up north. It's definitely a big one for me. Tyne-Wear, big rivalry. Again, good conversation to have for them being high up that list of one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Another one that we've got this here is what a lot of people would probably argue as I don't know is the classification of biggest. I'd say arguably one of the fiercest, and it's the Dockers derby. It's West Ham Millwall.
I just think these. I know these absolutely hate each other. Now, I remember, it's going back some years now, and they played each other, probably FA Cup or something like that, and they were like ripping seats out and launching them at each other. And the game, it was either stopped or abandoned for but I think they might have even banned fans from from going to each other's grounds. It's just. I mean, Jesus, I would not want to play at Millwall's ground.
And that'd be my thing. It's definitely argument for the fiercest in the UK because, it's Millwall are obviously, I mean, to be honest, West Ham as well, they're obviously reputations for, trouble around with their fans and stuff. Obviously, they're very fierce.
I've actually just read here, they're considering themselves the two largest and best hooligan fractions.
So you're adding that bit into it, then 100%. It's definitely up there, like you say, for definitely fiercest. I don't know biggest in regards to because if you're comparing it to like Celtic Rangers, their fan bases are obviously huge.
Yeah,
so you'd say that they're bigger in regards to the fan bases, but in terms of fierceness. It's a different type of fierce, isn't it? Because Celtic Rangers is obviously deep-rooted because of religion as well. Obviously, West Ham Millwall is fierce because it's just two absolute nutcase sets of fans which are just chaos, basically, when them two teams meet. You know what I mean? I'd like to be in a box and watch the game. I don't think I want to be in the stands and be in the way of that one, to be fair.
I'll just add about the, if you ever watch like Millwall on telly, if it ever pans around to see the fans, all the Millwall fans look absolutely mental. Don't they?
But I mean, in that part of London as well is obviously, it's quite rough bits of London, isn't it? So you add in the location of it being rough, plus then obviously, the rivalry. It's definitely definitely up there for the fierceness of it. I mean, I don't know if there's many more that are more fierce than that one. Like you say, probably Celtic Rangers in terms of the fans' fierceness.
I mean, if you're thinking in and about London, there's probably not really ridiculously fierce rivalries around London. If you're looking at Chelsea, Fulham, two extremely well-to-do areas. I mean, okay, some of the Chelsea fans are absolutely nuts, obviously from years back, but they're not going to go in. They're going to be drinking together in Fulham after the game, arms around each other.
If we link it in, so another one that we put in the list is the North London derby, so Arsenal Spurs. Now, no doubt, it's obviously a big rivalry because it's two big teams. So, and obviously being two Premier League teams obviously gets a lot of coverage. It is the argument that that's a bigger rivalry in regards to fan bases.
Yeah.
But but for me, it's a lot lower on the scale because if you're watching a Millwall West Ham, because maybe, I don't know, maybe fan bases aren't quite as big as the other clubs, but the fierceness and the passion makes it a bigger rivalry because it's more enjoyable. So if you're putting that in, then the bigger, better rivalry is your West Ham Millwall because, in terms of on the pitch and the fans, it's a lot more fierce than the North London derby, which is still a good one, but it's like, yes, you've got the bigger stadiums, more fans in the stadiums, but it's not as fierce.
The thing is, they've got these huge stadiums, but you can guarantee 30-40% of the fans actually attending them games aren't from the area. They're coming from out 100%. Of area. And look, I think Tottenham and Arsenal, the areas they're located in, they're quite rough areas. And I'd say that's probably where the rivalry comes from because, like I say, it's 30-40% of fans coming to both stadiums that probably don't have a clue about the real rivalry.
100%. I think if you're looking at the fans that go to Millwall, you know it's locals, proper Millwall fans. West Ham, for the most part, I don't know if it's any different in, obviously, the London Stadium, obviously being as big as what it is. I don't know, West Ham fans, do you now have sections like a modern-day Premier League club where you've got sort of your touristy fans now? Because obviously we know Upton Park was fierce.
Solely West Ham fans,
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So you can imagine Millwall, West Ham at either Upton Park or the Den is obviously intimidating. Does the new stadium, would that take it out of it, do you think, West Ham fans? I don't know. I've not been to the London Stadium, so I wouldn't be able to comment on the atmosphere at West Ham nowadays, obviously, with it still being fairly new. But let us know, would the stadium still be as good at the London Stadium? Maybe, I know it's not going to be as good as Upton Park, but is it still a good atmosphere, do you reckon, if you was playing Millwall? Or do you think some of that's been taken away since going to a new stadium and possibly, like you say, like with your Arsenals or your other big teams that have a lot of touristy fans paying for it then?
Yeah.
But let us know in the comments. But
100%.
Yeah, that's West Ham Millwall. Definitely one of the best ones in the country, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And obviously we mentioned there the North London.
Yes. Yeah.
Still a good one, definitely, in terms of the size, because the fan bases, maybe the fierceness on the pitch makes it a lower one. So big for fans, but lower on the pitch. On that, my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Now, this next one did cause some debate in the comments. Liverpool, Man United, because people obviously argued now that obviously United being where they've been for the last few seasons, they're still one of the biggest clubs in the world. They're just awful in the league at the minute. Well, just awful in general at the minute, aren't they? So people are saying, is it still a rivalry? Because I put, if I think back to the rivalries there, I always think of United-Liverpool. Yeah. Now, I know you might say Liverpool-Everton or United-City because they're in the same ones, but historically Liverpool United has been the rivalry. I don't know what's your thoughts. Do you consider it a rival, big rival? Obviously a rivalry, but is it a big one now? I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's going to be a fierce rivalry as such. I know they're obviously close in proximity, Manchester and Liverpool. I will add that I don't think anybody likes Liverpool or Scousers. I will add that in there. I, as a Forest fan, do not like Liverpool. And I'd happily say that. I really don't.
Coming for you in the comments.
I'll give a bit of context to this. So I went to Forest Liverpool when I think it was Núñez scored in like a last minute winner. And we were walking out the ground and we walked past the Liverpool fans. Bearing in mind, you've just won the game. You are scumbags. The lot of you. You really are. Honestly, I've got no other word. They're a horrible breed. I'll stop now before I keep going. So back to the rivalry.
Liverpool, let him know in the comments what you think of that.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please come for me, please, because I cannot stand you. Man United, Liverpool. Yeah, I don't know if it's a massive rivalry anymore. It's a fantastic game, but if United were better, so let's go 10 years back, yes, massive rivalry.
Is it one where the fan bases are obviously quite fierce, but obviously on the pitch, it's just dropped because, obviously Liverpool are in a good place on the pitch, whereas obviously United aren't. So is that maybe what's knocking it down? Because obviously the fans are the fans, aren't they?
Yeah.
Again, whatever your opinion is on, I don't really have an opinion on Liverpool personally. Obviously, I know you as a Forest fan do.
Yeah.
We all know that, they've got a big, loud fan base. Obviously, again, a lot of, a bit like Leeds, obviously a lot of fans and clubs up and down the country aren't fans of Liverpool. But we know they're fierce fans. United, obviously, in the position they're in, I don't know what.
I
definitely don't think the games are as good when they play.
No,
I definitely don't see the same oomph in the games as what you'd see on other ones that we've mentioned.
It's gone back to what we were saying about like Arsenal and Spurs. I think it's got too tourist. That fixture is too touristy now. There'll be people coming from wherever within the UK or around Europe to watch this game. So it's taken the Liverpool fans and the Manchester, they've sort of pushed to the side a little bit now. So that bitterness has probably been squashed to a degree.
I'd say probably the players as well, because obviously some of the better ones, obviously when Fergie was in charge at United, and obviously we all know the players that were under Fergie, always up for it. They were a hard-working, quality team. Obviously
you
now
had local
you take
lads.
That away.
Yeah.
That's it. And now you take that away with the players that they've got. Yeah, you just don't see that same passion for the team, which is obviously why they're not doing that well. There isn't the same passion there or anything like that. So, yeah, I'd say for the fan bases on that side, it's a big rivalry. But yeah, I think probably definitely modern day in terms of on the pitch, it does knock it down.
I think so.
For me on that list.
Yeah, I think so.
So we've done North London. A few of the... well, actually, no. Before I go on some of the more random ones, obviously another one that we've got to talk about, it is a big rivalry in the city. Steel City Derby. Definitely a fierce one. I know that. Two big teams in the same city. I think that's one thing that we have to mention. It's not like like Nottingham, for example. Obviously, Forest are the big team, County are the small team.
Yeah,
it's with them. You've very much got two very big historic teams that are in the same city. Both have big support.
Yeah. So
when it comes down to it, it's a big rivalry, very fierce, very deep rooted. If you're in the city, I bet there's a lot of families which are, probably torn on stuff, and especially on match days that they get there, I bet the families are probably not talking to each other for a bit. I know
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say so.
Definitely a fierce one, and yeah, a lot of the time the games are pretty good.
They are, yeah, they are. It's they're playing for the pride of the city, aren't they?
100%.
Basically, it's so whoever wins that fixture, right? Sheffield Wednesday is named in lights for the next X amount of months till the next game, and you go into work, go to your colleagues who may be United fans. You've got the edge on them then, basically.
100%.
And I think that's where the rivalry is so good and so passionate.
What we'll miss now is Chris Wilder being sacked. It's obviously he's a Sheffield United fan, isn't he? Sheffield boy, Sheffield United fan. And obviously when they played Wednesday before, and obviously absolute shithousery from him in the games and in his comments and stuff. So that's the sort of thing that you like, isn't it? It's like, he gets his teams up for it. He gets involved. And it's like, it's one of them things where it's like, you don't like to see it, but we all love to see it. Shithousery, big tackles, gobbiness. That's what you want in your rivalry games. And that's what you often get in like, especially for your EFL clubs. They've got tend to have more players that understand rivalries and managers that again get involved in it. So Steel City definitely a good one for the neutrals anyway. Never mind being fans of either club, but even for a neutral, it's another good one.
That's a definite, mate. Yeah, very good game.
So some of the others, we'll just drop in a few, and fans again, let us know how big is it. So the Bristol derby. I don't know. Obviously, I've seen videos online of obviously the fans sort of clashing a little bit, and obviously other people who obviously do podcasts or whatever, or videos online of either club have obviously gone against each club. Do you consider that a big rivalry? Obviously, being in the city, and obviously you don't really play each other now. Is it a big rivalry? I know obviously Bristol have a bit of a rivalry with obviously is it Cardiff?
Yeah, that's a good question to ask to the Bristol fans. Or would you consider your rivalry with Cardiff to be bigger than your rivalry with Bristol Rovers? I'd like to know that.
Yeah, genuinely, I don't actually know on that one. That's actually a good one. Like, let us know. Is it, if you Bristol City, is it Rovers as your biggest, or is it Cardiff, or I don't know. It's a strange one. One that's known, obviously, two teams in there, but let us know, fans, and whether it's a big one or is it fierce or not. Another one, again, I don't really know anything about it, to be fair. So again, let us know. But it's the Devon derby.
Oh God,
which sounds a bit mad to say, the Devon derby, doesn't it?
I wouldn't know anything about this one.
Plymouth Exeter. Honestly,
no idea.
I've seen a lot of things when you discuss rivalries and you do some research, and that this is one that comes up. But honestly, I don't really have much to say on it. Fans, is it a big rivalry down there for you? Is it not really fierce? I'm not sure. So just let me know. Well, let us know in the comments on whether you consider it to be a big rivalry between yourselves there.
Yeah.
Because I honestly have no clue.
No idea.
And I know you mentioned a few, mate, that you saw and you wanted to ask about. So
so I'll go quickly with Blackburn and Burnley.
Yes.
I mean, East Lancashire derby. I'd say you're battling for pride of the area. Really, I'm not sure how close you are together, but I'd imagine it's for pride of East Lancashire.
I don't think they're that far away. To be fair, I do know that it's known to be quite fierce. I don't know if it's still as gritty now, but again, fans, let us know. Is it?
Do you know which one I think is a bigger rivalry than Blackburn and Burnley? I think it's Preston and Burnley. I think that's the bigger rivalry.
Preston, Burnley, it could be.
I think it might be. Let us know. Burnley, Preston.
Yeah. What's the biggest rivalry around Lancashire?
So I'm not sure. Yeah, I've heard of the Preston Burnley one before. But I mean, they're all in that sort of area, aren't they? So they're probably all rivals within their own.
It's all very close, isn't it? Obviously, I know Bolton would be in the conversation
Bolton,
as well.
Of course,
so
Wigan are up that way, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
Lancashire. If you're a supporter of a team in Lancashire, what are the biggest derbies considered in your area? Because that's it'd be interesting for us to know for our knowledge on what's considered the bigger ones there for different teams. So let us know on that one.
Yeah, good shout. We'll go for one that is a bit closer to home again. Brad's home team, Chesterfield Mansfield. What do you think of that rivalry?
Hilarious.
It's brilliant.
I mean, to be fair though, it's two smaller towns on the outskirts of big cities that have got their rivalry. You know, they're obviously coming up through the lower leagues. They've got their little rivalry. And I mean, I can't say I've ever been to a Chesterfield Mansfield game. Obviously, we've seen videos circulating online where it seems like a good atmosphere.
It looks good,
you know,
it looks a good
it does seem, all right, to be fair, between the two teams. So I don't know, Chesterfield fans, Mansfield fans, is it does it get tasty on them games? I don't know. It looks all right on some videos.
Yeah, it does, mate. It does. Is there a deep-rooted hatred for each other? And to be fair, in the video we were on about, it looked absolutely packed.
It did, to be fair. It did. I mean, I don't think either stadium's massive, but
no,
obviously fans are turning up, but
for filling it, fair play.
Fair play. Let us know. There's actually one that a couple of people commented on, and again, this is one that I know the teams are close. I don't know in terms of the rivalry. I can't say I've ever seen these teams play each other. Stoke Port Vale.
It's a strange one.
Is it fierce? I honestly do not know. I can't say I've ever seen these teams play each other. So
I'm not sure.
But a few people have commented saying that rivalry.
What did they call it? The ceramic derby or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Pottery, of course, it will be, ceramic derby, yeah.
So...
yeah, let us know.
I don't know. If you're from the Stoke area in that, let us know whether is that fierce between your two teams, because I honestly...
No idea.
I knew the teams were close, but I don't know how fierce it gets between your teams. But a couple of people commented on the TikTok video saying that it's a rivalry, so...
Yeah, we'll see. There's one I would just like to throw in really, really quick just before we move on to the next one. Wimbledon, MK Dons, obviously, because MK Dons were Wimbledon. It's a rivalry.
It's a rivalry because Wimbledon are a proper club and MK Dons are an absolute shit heap with a big stadium but have no fans because they're a fake plastic club, and Wimbledon are actually a proper real club with real fans.
They're completely... Wow. What on earth were they thinking building that stadium?
No one there.
I bet they get about 2,000. You may as well play on the local park.
Big stadium, and obviously, looks quite nice, modern, but you've got... Literally, you have no fans going into the stadium. And no one cares about MK Dons. Fake little plastic club in
rubbish.
No one cares.
It's Wimbledon. MK Dons is
Wimbledon by far the better
standard.
team.
Yeah,
100%. Wimbledon all day. Proper club, proper fans. Fuck MK Dons. Plastic.
There we go. Done.
And that's our opinion on that.
We don't like them now.
I think that's most of the.
I think we've. There's not many more I can think of off the top of the dome, anyway.
Yeah, fans, if you've been following us on there, let us know if we got any others that you think is quite fierce, that maybe people don't quite know actually how fierce it is. I know, obviously, some of your lower teams, around the country, which probably have got little rivalries. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Some of the other ones that you know of and how fierce it gets. Is it a bit tasty before and after the games and good atmospheres? And let us know what do you lot think is the biggest rivalry in the UK as a full package. Be interesting to see what people think on that. So good episode.
There may be a part two on this, mate, if we get some few. if we get a few more in. I quite like this.
Yeah.
Quite like this while there's the international break.
I like talking points
different.
and debate, because everyone's going to argue that their rivalry is better than the other one.
And there's going to be loads of Scouse fans on this now.
Coming for
loads of them, mate. Yeah, loads of them. I can't wait.
That's it. But yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
This is us on our controversial UK rivalry episode. Get in the comments and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much. See you later.
Thank you.